I came here today to make known my feelings that no woman should be locked up with a man, no matter how he says he feels or what he thinks of himself. He is a man, and it is a cruel and unusual punishment to lock men up with women in prison.
What do you think the solution is?
Put them in the men's estate. It's not women's problem, it's a male problem, and women are not a shield for men.
We're here today to protest the fact that males are being housed in women's prisons. Males that say they're women, we think that is completely wrong. Women have been sexually assaulted in prisons. One thing I'd quite like to point out, which you can't see, but I think it's quite interesting. The excessive bail ought not to be required. Where was it? Excessive fine imposed on, or nor cruel or unusual punishments inflicted. And I believe housing men in women's prisons and in women's cells is cruel and unusual punishment. So that is why we're here today, to protest against that.
Who do you think is responsible for all of this?
Who do I think is responsible? I mean, ultimately the trans lobby, but our government, really. It comes down to them. They're in charge of policies of putting men in prison. So it's our useless government whose fault it is.
As a whole?
As a whole, yeah, I guess so.
It's happening all over the Western world, right?
Yes, this is happening all over the Western world. Well, no, then it's not just one people that's pushing it, isn't it? The trans lobby, the medical industry, the woke lot, the left, the government, our judiciary, our police, like literally everything is being pushing this nonsense.
Dr. James Bartlett, President of the British Association of Gender Identity Specialists, he wrote evidence to the, there was a review, Miller was doing it, everyone was sending in about the prisons. And he wrote, the ever-increasing tide of referrals of patients in prisons serving long or intermediate sentences for serious sexual offences. These vastly outnumber the number of prisoners incarcerated for more ordinary, non-sexual offences. It has been rather naive, suggested, that nobody would seek to obtain transsexual status in a prison, if this were not actually the case. There are, to those of us who have actually interviewed prisoners, in fact, very many reasons why people might pretend this. These vary from the opportunity to have trips out of prisons, through to a desire for a transfer to a female estate, through to the idea that the parole board will perceive somebody who's female as being less dangerous, through to a false belief that hormone treatment will actually render one less dangerous. So this is 2016, and here we are nearly 10 years later, part of a campaign with a sign saying no man in women's prisons has been displayed outside every woman's prison in Great Britain.
What do you think's the solution?
What's the solution?
You've been out with these things.
Well, the solution would be for people to find some common sense again and understand what biology and facts are, but that sounds easy. It should have been done by now, so I don't really know how we get to that point, other than just keep protesting and keep talking to people, and hopefully they'll wake up one day.
What can they do about
Get out on the street, join some feminists groups, speak to your MP, speak to your friends. Mostly important to speak to people one-on-one, because most people understand the issue. They're just terrified of speaking up, because when you speak up, you get called transphobe, you get called fascist, you get called Nazi, you get called racist, you get called everything. But you just got to get over that, because most people agree with us, and you just got to stop being afraid of being called names, because I don't really give a damn about that anymore.
Men welcome to join?
Of course they are. This is about reality, so men are included in that as well. Of course they are. And men deserve their own single-sex spaces and everything. Yeah, just not mixed with women.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming today, everybody. It's been brilliant turnout. Thanks very much. Follow us on our X account, M in W prisons, the hashtags no men in women's prisons and keep prison single sex. This isn't over until there are no men in women's prisons.